Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschool mom to an only child. So let's talk about my upcoming, what I'm going to start my school year with, what unit study. I know this kind of came out of left field, but I think it's an appropriate one to start the year off with. But here it is. Maturation. Let's just talk about it. This is from The Good and the Beautiful, and I was hesitant on when exactly to start this, and I think that this is something I want to kick off the school year with. It is going to be pretty short and simple. I think it will be easy to go through, but let's just talk about the unit study. So the maturation unit study is going to go through a lot. So let's talk about the table of contents. So in lesson 1, it's talking about our sacred bodies, male bodies, and puberty. In lesson 2, we're talking about the female bodies and puberty. Then we're talking about menstruation in lesson 3. Lesson 4, this is going to talk about sexual intercourse and living virtuously. And this does note that this covers sexual intercourse, abstinence before marriage, the difference between love and lust, avoiding petting and masturbation, and respecting the bodies of others. And it has a Q&A portion for guidance and answering questions. This also goes into the gestation and birth of a child, the dangers and destruction of pornography, the harmful effects of pornography, personal hygiene, and that's it. So we're hitting 9.5 years old. I feel like this is a good enough time than ever to really explain what's going to start happening to our bodies in the very near future. And so we are going to be going through all of the units as in the Good and the Beautiful fashion. It has all the supplies listed before the units. It has your vocabulary. It has let's just show you the first. It has the reproductive system. Oh wait, that was through lesson 1. Okay, so this is lesson 1. So this is how the lesson will look in the first one. There is a picture, and it is in color. It has quite a bit of reading, but it has preparations, cut out the vocabulary words, gather a baby photo of your child is optional. And then it's going to go into the vocabulary, and there is like a journal that is a journal entry. So then it has like the parts of the body, and it has like a journal entry, which is scripture or like relating back to the Bible. So that is something that you can choose to either skip or continue on. But there is a ton of pictures in these small lessons. So it talks about all the supplies you need for every lesson, which as you could see, it's not a lot of supplies that you would need. And then it talks about how you can journal, have a science and health wall to put your vocabulary and other types of resources, pictures, etc. And then you have the ability to make mini lesson mini books, and like how to prepare for the lesson. So I don't think that this like required you to get any other like resources, but I went ahead and I picked up a resource, and then my good friend sent me a few books that she used along with this that could be helpful. Now, this is not a part of the curriculum, so feel free to not get any of these books or get them all. But remember, these are things you're going to have your child read, so you might want to pre-read anything that you might not be comfortable with them reading yet. I'm just going to leave it at that. You are the parent, you are their teacher. You need to be responsible for pre-reading all of this and going through what you feel comfortable. Some people might not be comfortable discussing the pornography section or sex yet or any of those things. So be prepared. It is all in the maturation unit. So I got this book from, I think, Amazon, and I will have it all linked in my Amazon storefront. But this is the period graphic novel. And I could not be more excited to read this with her. I think she's going to really like it because it's a graphic novel. But it is very much in color and graphic novel format. And it's going to go through all of that. So, yeah. So I actually had this book, but she sent me her copy of the Feelings book. This is the American Girl. This is a colorful book, but it's going to talk a lot about feelings and like help, the voice inside, the brain, the body, the butterflies. How do you really feel? Feeling positive. I think we're going to be going through this book alongside the maturation unit. And then, is this normal? Girls, questions answered, the care and keeping of you. This is another American Girl book about like your changing body. It's going to answer, it says this book answers girls' letters about everything from pimples to periods, plus gives tips for how to ask your parents questions of your own. So this is another very colorful, engaging book that we're going to go through. I'm not sure if we're going to get into these next two, but I am going to keep it in mind. If she's very interested and wants to keep reading, then we're going to keep going. So this is What's Happening to My Body book for girls, and this is for like, yeah, preteens and teens. This is sensitive, straight talk, but it's more of like, it's not colorful, it's not like a graphic novel with pictures or anything by that meaning. But as I just opened to page 46 randomly, like this page is talking about sizing yourself up, measuring, how to measure for a bra and stuff like that. So, you know, it's going to have all the things. I'm not saying we're going to need to go through all of those things, but they are definitely options and resources that are available. And then I have the My Body Myself. This is another one that my friend sent me. So this is going to have a fact-filled journal and activity book that is made for girls to find answers to many questions about their physical and emotional changes that go along with puberty. And then it's going to have some games, illustrations, and just some stories. It's going to talk about body hair and stuff like that. So lots of good nuggets in here, and that's what we're going to do. That is the plan for our first unit study of the year, to kind of just get into how things are going to be changing with our body in the coming years. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to answer as best I can, and I'll see you in my next video.